Fut. Already, you got it? Look at you go.
I know. I tried so hard. High five.
I know, high fives. What's going on, friends? How are you? Welcome back to another week, another show, another technically speaking live show. As always, my name is Greg.
It actually showed,
oh
my God.
It's like we're professionals.
What is
Slowly
this?
but surely, we'll get this whole live show thing figured
I don't
out.
have shoes on.
Okay. Everybody needed to know that. So,
Hi, guys. I'm Scott.
That is Scott. My name is Greg. Each week, Scott and I get together to talk about the latest and greatest in technology news. This week, real talk, ain't nothing happening. There's really not a lot in the news. So this is going to be an extra interest for that's called a stroke. I just had just a small one, just a real small one.
You're good.
So this week we're going to have a handful of kind of topics that caught our attention this week, and then some super hot takes on just some random things that, like, there's not enough real meat in the topic to do much with it. But just kind of some, like, hey, what do you think about this? It's a terrible idea. It's a good idea.
We got some hot takes.
Super
hot takes.
Yeah.
Fun fact. YouTube on Apple TV is about 8 seconds delayed from my iPad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those are really important statistics. So
ground control to Major Tom.
Also,
what was I going to talk? What was I literally just going to talk about?
Have
David Bowie?
Literally no idea.
No, not David Bowie. Oh, we got stats again, or Andrew, whatever you want to call him.
Stats.
I like stats.
I like stats. We got Ben.
Oh, Ben's in the house.
Ben, I'm wearing the watch.
What's going on, buddy?
I'm wearing the
Yes,
watch,
indeed.
which is sweet. What? Oh yeah, I have to admin that.
Why don't you do some
I
stuff?
don't know how to do that.
I was gonna be cool and join from our brand new. I don't even know what you call it, our brand new G Suite setup.
Yeah, we're going real time pro. We're going G Suite. Well, I know what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Notice, you're probably what? I'm stroking out too. Bark. You're probably what? You're probably noticing the fact that I'm not wearing a lapel mic.
That's because somebody can't not yell. Somebody lacks volume control, I believe.
I believe last week there was another person that said it's impossible, and I'm quoting this, it's impossible to watch this show quietly because of Scott.
I mean,
and you're not wrong.
For
you're
sure
not
wrong.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't even care. Somebody's pinging me. I'm not a professional.
Way to be a professional.
Not a
professional.
professional.
All right, let's get into some topics
Okay,
here.
go.
What do you want to start with? Can we just start at the top and go down? Who is that?
Jason, someone on a regular that's on our show just sent this gem.
I don't even. Can you see? Oh, yeah. That right there.
That is a shattered.
That's a busted phone.
What phone is that?
That is busted AF.
What did you?
As the kids say.
What did you shoot that with? A BB gun? Jeez. Yeah. Okay. Moving on. What do we got?
You would just start at the top, work our way down.
Hit me up.
CNN and Casey Neistat.
She ran it over with her car. Quick update, Jason. You'll see in the comments section that phone
Run over by a car.
run over by a car.
Ah.
Not shot with a BB gun. Nope. Run over by a car.
So I feel like you shouldn't do that. I feel like that's probably not a good idea.
I got to be honest with you. The fact that it was run over by a car and it looks that good.
Well, yeah, impressive.
So.
But I mean, like, ouch. That's hurtful. CNN and Casey Neistat no longer good friends.
That doesn't really surprise me. I personally, this is me. I know that you and I kind of talked before the show. We differ on this. I think that was always in the plans. It was Beam, or what was Beamy.
I think it was Beam. Yeah,
is what it looked like. It looked like Beamy.
Yeah, it did.
Personally, what I believe is when CNN bought it, the full intention was basically, I'm buying it for something, much like Google would buy for patents. They bought it for some reason and said, you have to stay on 12 months.
Yep.
And at the end of the 12 months, he pieced out because it just happened to be that yesterday or the day before last, he said that they're no longer in partner. He's going to be an executive producer. That's what his video said. And then CNN promptly shut it all down today.
Shuttered the entire company,
Yep.
including Beam, which I mean, it was kind of an interesting the application itself was really kind of interesting because the whole premise behind it was Neistat wanted to. He's a like a documentary filmmaker. Well, at the very least, he's a filmmaker. Whether or not he actually did documentaries, I can't comment on that one. So he's a filmmaker. He has the eye and the mind of a filmmaker, and what he wanted to do is encourage people to utilize video and social media, but be more authentic about it. So the cool thing was you could basically take the phone, slap it against your chest, and it would take the the rear facing camera. You slap the phone against your chest, and then that was the video that you would make. And it was an interesting concept. What I never understood was why CNN? Like what? Why?
I don't know.
Like of all companies that would be interested in that.
Somebody at CNN probably thought, what we should do is we should get that, and we can just acquire that. It's the same concept. Big companies going out and acquiring something.
It's a patent acquisition.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. So they bought it for some reason. Thought $21 million was what they paid him.
Yeah,
was a good deal. They got it, did whatever they wanted with it, and then shuttered the whole company. It doesn't surprise me. It surprises me that CNN is the buyer, but CNN's. I don't know what they're thinking. To be completely fair, I don't know what their long-term roadmap is. But it seems a little wonky.
I have no idea. I mean, yeah. I get why Neistat would leave, especially since he's straight up basically made no bones about the fact that him and CNN see things a little bit differently. He wasn't really sure that he was providing CNN value, and CNN wasn't, I guess, necessarily happy with what it was that he was doing, and he was basically focusing on his own thing anyway. So, I mean, good for him. He made a thing. He got fat paid for it, and then.
I'll be honest. I thought and I've been pretty forthcoming about this. I thought, why do people watch vlogs? Why do I care enough to watch his vlog every day?
Yeah.
I have changed my tune.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So, you want to talk about hot takes, because this is not a topic that we planned on talking about. Why? What do you mean you've changed your tune?
I've changed my tune. Okay, legit. I changed my tune because it's a very select few, let me tell you that much.
Yeah.
And it's because they've this sounds terrible. What?
Whoa.
Ben! Bro.
Love you to death, but you do
way
too much for this channel anyway, man.
Dude.
But thank you.
You know I got nothing but love for you, big homie. Wow. We got hot takes all over the place, and now you know why I'm not wearing a lapel mic, because I can't not be loud after that happened. Ben just gave $20.
That's
what?
Thank you,
bananas,
man.
Ben.
I really appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Don't worry, I got a picture for you that's coming later.
Uh-oh.
Whoa!
The hottest of the hot takes. I'm getting the vapor. So.
What were we even talking about? Oh, Casey Neistat.
Vlogs, yeah. Vlogs. You change your mind in vlogs.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stats.
Stats, keeping us on. I know. I feel like we should have given you the show notes to keep us back on. The point is, it's the creativity. So Greg and I have talked a lot about how do we make our videos better. So I'm not necessarily watching Casey for the content. I'm watching how he sets things up.
Now that I 100% agree.
That's my big thing. It's I watch how he sets shots up. I watch
Larry.
Yes, it did.
Quickly. Whew,
yes,
you're telling me.
Whew. It's a good thing we're at home.
God, I got it.
Yeah.
Professional.
Anyway,
I want to take this show off the rails so badly. Go on. So
speaking of rails,
Jesus, dude.
As far as how he sets things up, it's although I do think his content's very, very interesting, it's how he sets certain shots up, and I've now started to get really big into, and the name just went right out the brain. Peter McKinnon.
Oh, yeah.
So Peter McKinnon is a filmmaker from Canada, and he is... E?
Yeah.
Ah,
that's good. There. Yeah, das gut. What? Anyway, yeah, totally. That's very Canadian of them.
Das gut?
Das
boot?
Das boot. Yeah.
No, but how they set shots up, that's what I want to do with the channel is, it's one thing I'm going to do an unboxing video and I'll watch me open this box. Here we go. I'm going to do a live unboxing right now. Here we go.
Newsflash, it's boring. Everybody just closed their browser window. You just wanted to show that off.
I
That's all
did.
you really
That's part
wanted
of
to
it.
do.
But think, look how boring that is.
Scott got a fushigi. And
I
he's
got a
excited about
lens
it.
ball. What?
Fushigi,
Y'all look crazy
10
right
years
now.
late. 10 years.
None of
For
but
the
love,
Fushigi.
Michael.
Hey,
you know that I
hey.
love you guys. Jeez, guys, you
Love
guys
you
are
guys,
going
yeah.
crazy today.
You're putting way too much pressure
I
on
know.
this man.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
I'm not worth $30, guys.
I don't know what to do with my hands right now. But the point is, okay, that was very boring.
Yeah.
But setting up the shots, how they do it, you could make a very unboring unboxing video.
I mean,
And so the way that they do things,
it's the eye on cinematography. It's the eye on storytelling, which has become very fascinating to me. What's the flip side of that interest, though, is the fact that dude has millions of subscribers. There are not millions of people that care about his filmmaking style.
no, they
You know
care
what I mean?
about his
So-
life.
Well, but so this was going to be my point when you were talking about why you like him. I agree with you 100%. I thought you were going to go a different direction with it, but I think he's so popular because it's the illusion of activity. It's the illusion that he's leading this jet-setting lifestyle and he's always doing something. And if you listen to some of his interviews, that's basically what he talks about. Why he got into YouTube in the first place is he wanted to bring filmmaking techniques to the idea of doing vlog style videos and stuff like that, and it shows in how he edits because you see him go out of his way to set up a shoot. He'll set up the camera and then you'll see him walk into frame as though you were just kind of capturing a moment in time. So he goes through all this extra effort to show these random kind of transition shots to make it look like he's always doing something, and it's not. It's all illusion, but it's well done. I'm not knocking on him at all. He crafts a great story,
and that's
he
the
really
big thing
does,
is it's telling a story. That is the most important thing about everything is this story that you're telling. And like what we try to do with our product reviews is tell us like, why should you care enough to buy or not buy something. And that's ultimately what we're trying to get at when we're saying, like, should you really spend X number of dollars on anything that you buy?
Yeah.
And we try to be as fair as possible when it comes to our reviews. But that to me, like what Casey and Peter do, is really, really interesting. So that's why I watch it. And there are some vlogs, like true vlogs, that are just so boring. Yeah. We're not going to name names.
I was gonna say, there are people that are famous for being famous, I feel like, and I don't get, like, their content just does not speak to me whatsoever. Like, there are people who have been in the news lately that I'm just like not
correct. There are some newsworthy folk that have done some things lately that I just don't.
I don't get it. It's not my thing.
They each have their own thing. I just don't understand it.
Moving on.
Go ahead.
So I was going to do the Amazon headquarters number 2, HQ2 as they call it.
Coming to Columbus. Hot take right here. Boom. Columbus, Ohio.
That's so funny because there is another site out there called bestplaces.net who did a meta study, a study of studies, if you will. And they claim that the new home for Amazon HQ2 will be none other than Atlanta, Georgia.
Not going to happen.
Makes sense, though. I get their point. I get why the analytics would lead a person to say that.
Okay. What analytics? Your analytics, because I trust your analytics, or their analytics.
Okay.
So their methodology is so dumb.
So the methodology, the way that this particular study, this bestplaces.net study worked is they took a whole bunch of other people that did studies. Now, mind you, the studies that they're referencing, and there's probably 15 of them, maybe 20 of them.
Yeah.
So call it 15 to 20 studies that they reference. Most of them are opinion pieces. Almost none of them are factual based. So it's websites that said, I think it should go here, and here's my reasons why. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It just kind of paints the picture of how accurate this information would be. The way that their methodology for it was, if you go to one of these other studies and they ranked a city number 1, then that city got 1 point on their meta study. Mm-hmm. So the lower the score,
it's like
the better that study, or the better that city overall would rank in this meta study.
Mm-hmm. But if your city, now mind you, the rest of the cities in the world, if your city was not mentioned in that particular article, you got an arbitrary 50 points.
Yeah. Well, because it was last place or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, because it was deemed last place because it didn't get written about.
Because there was only like 45 or 50 total cities that they were talking about. So for the most part, if you look through the list, through their testing methodology, most of the cities have an overwhelming majority of 50 points attached to them, because like if it was a top 10 list and your city wasn't on there, it doesn't matter if you would have been number 11, you still got 50 points. So the whole methodology just makes no sense. But Columbus, 38. Atlanta, number 1. I mean...
So here's the deal. Atlanta, great town. Atlanta is a great city.
It's a city.
It's a city. Great city. A lot of space around Atlanta that has the ability to make that a really, really hot hub for Amazon. I get it.
Tonight's video, unofficially sponsored by CBC's Bodie. Delicious beer, by the way.
Bowdy.
Since Jason was asking.
But the point is like they have the ability to expand. Like the Bostons.
Yeah.
So New York and Boston, in my mind, it's not even close. Like they shouldn't go there. You can't expand. There's just no land. Nothing there.
Which would make the land expensive, what they would be able to get. So there's
fun
logic
story.
for that. Yeah.
Cheapest office space per square foot cost,
Columbus,
Ohio.
Yep.
A lot of land here in Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
Contrary to popular belief, not just cornfields. Not just cornfields in Ohio.
No,
Soybeans.
but
It's soybean fields.
Have you heard
not corn?
You've heard the ridiculous name that Ohio has. Silicorn Valley.
Yeah, we're not corn. It's soybeans.
It makes me want to open palm slap people in the face. That is the dumbest name.
Look, you can
Silicorn
buy a real nice house, really nice house in Ohio, for not. Here you go. I pay in my mortgage.
It's about to get real.
I pay less money in my mortgage for my home than a friend of mine in New York City who has a shared space, and their room's like 10 by 10.
Yeah.
By $1,000 less.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, no, that's the truth.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. So, no, Boston's the same way. Seattle, love Seattle. Same kind of concept. Don't even get me started. The concrete corn, that's true. That actually is like a phenomenon.
Yeah.
If you go out there and you Google it, it has its own like Wikipedia page.
Which I don't get.
I can't
But I mean,
remember the
whatever.
purpose of the concrete corn. Stats!
Urban art installation.
Urban art installation. See, that's why we keep them around. I don't know what the heck that
Shockingly
means.
handy to have stats.
I know, right?
Beautifying. Because it's in Dublin, isn't it?
It is
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Dublin.
Yeah,
It's in
it
Dublin.
was something that the city of Dublin paid for to...
Like those giant golf balls that got stolen. That was so dumb. Dublin, what are you doing? Like, I get
Imagine
it.
that, man. You're still inside the statute of limitations.
I didn't take it.
Uh-huh.
I didn't take it.
Literally can't prove anything.
I don't have a giant golf ball in my backyard. I have a lot of golf balls in my backyard, but not a giant one.
That golf ball is big enough to where you would know if it was around here.
It's
like,
huge.
You have no place to hide
It's
that. so,
enormous.
Yeah.
Columbus Clippers, ring your bell. That was a comment.
Oh. I was
We
like,
have a great
why
town.
did
I'm
you
telling you
just
what.
go
We
off the
got
rails?
a great town. Columbus is a great town. I'm calling
The
right
weather
now.
sucks, but
Jeff, right here.
Jeffy B.
Jeff
B money.
Bezosios.
That's what you went with? That's what you went with.
Don't mock me.
Okay,
Him
well,
and I are close. But
okay.
I call him Be Easy.
That's be easy. Much better. That was 1,000 times better than
I'm working on it.
Bezissimo.
Bezosio. Come to Columbus. We'll go hang out.
Oh, I'll buy you a beer.
Stats will take you to a Ohio State game.
Yes! Yes!
Stats! Take him to a Ohio State game?
Yeah, sure.
Yep. Said, yeah, sure.
If
Jeff.
if
Jeff.
Jeff Bezos actually watched this and had any interest in going to a game without buying the whole freaking stadium, or the school for that matter,
Fair.
sure, why not? Why not?
Yeah, come. We'll take you out for a good time. Buckeye Donuts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Come to Columbus, baby.
That's where all the cool kids are.
It's really cool. Next.
HomePod.
Ooh.
Today, you can go out and order a HomePod.
Sure can.
I don't know why you would, but you can do it if you want to.
It's $350.
$350.
About $350. $349.
$349 for the Apple HomePod, which is the Google Home and Amazon Echo competitor.
Yep.
Arrives February 9th. Mm-hmm. And I want to like it. I really do. Design-wise, obviously it looks great. Everything that Apple designs has like a certain...
Wow, you think it looks great. That's a hot take. You actually think that looks great? I don't think it looks terrible.
Well, I guess that's my point. Like it's nondescript, it's plain, it's minimalistic. Those are all things that speak to me. I like minimalism. I like just not like it doesn't have to be over the top obnoxious. And that's what I like about even the Google product too. It's like both the Home and the Home Mini, well actually in the Macs too. They're all like stylized minimalist products.
True story.
So,
They took them, in my opinion, they took the MacBook Pro, not the MacBook Pro, but the Mac Pro, the trash can.
Oh yeah,
And
that's exactly
what it looks like. It looks like they took the trash can from Mac Pro, covered it in speakers and fabric, and then put it on the shelf. That's because that's what it looks like. I'm not saying that it looks bad. Ironically enough, if you go out and you look at the Google Home Max website talking about the fabric, and you go out and look at Apple's website talking about the fabric, they sound a lot alike.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
a lot alike.
It's acoustically transparent fabric. That is that's not a new revelation as far as technology goes. I mean, acoustically transparent fabric has existed for a long time because guess what?
Fabric.
That's how movie theaters work. The screen is typically an acoustically transparent fabric or material because there's almost always a center or a center speaker that is literally behind the screen pointed at the audience. So, yeah, acoustic transparency is
I'm
not
quite sure. I almost said something really dumb, and that would have gotten a lot of attention. Demonetized. I need... This sounds terrible. I need a tape measure.
Why?
Because I'm going to get there. It says that it's going to come in just under 7 inches tall. All of you stop. I know where your mind's going. Stop it. Get upstairs. I have one up in the garage.
That's not really that big.
Well, that's my point.
I mean, I don't think that's much bigger than the Home.
I'm going to unplug that Home, and
in which case that is substantially smaller than.
That's what I'm saying is like
a trash can.
Because I didn't think it was. God, this is so bad. Please don't demonetize this YouTube. I expected that to be bigger.
Yeah.
Like when you talk about,
I thought it was going to be like maybe half the size of the Home Max.
That's what I expected, and it's saying you got an Apple designed A8 chip, a high excursion woofer, so a woofer.
Yeah.
A 6 microphone array, 7 tweeter array, and the mesh. Now I'll shove that in. It's very interesting because it has the way that it's just like the way that it's designed. The tweeters go out. The high excursion woofer goes up, and then the microphones are around it. I'm trying to figure out. From a sound perspective, I'm not sure what that's going to sound like.
Okay, lots of questions. So, first of all, Francie, it's after midnight. We'll see you later.
Good night.
Thank you for stopping by. So, people asking, should I get a HomePod instead of a Max? No. I don't think so at all. Having heard nothing from the HomePod, but knowing that the HomePod is only 7 inches tall, that Max will blow it out of the water. The Max sounds awesome, and I don't have a Max.
Okay, so that's 7 inches tall. This is a Google Home. I gotta see if I can do this on screen.
Yeah, look at that. That's a good shot. No, set it down. Get a good shot right there.
Right there.
Yeah.
So this is a regular Google Home. That is 7 inches.
Yeah, almost exactly.
Almost. I mean,
it's 6 inches and change. Yeah.
Let's call it. It's 5.5 inches of height at the top of the on the Google Home. It's slanted up a little bit, as you can kind of see right here. It's slanted up. So at its peak, the Google Home here is 5.5 inches. So another 1.5 inches on the height. You're calling it's right here. So it's really not. It is just a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
In height.
What about
than this.
Circumference?
And that's what I'm going to try to find. So while you're kind of answering some of the questions.
So if you get a HomePod for sheer morbid curiosity, I get it. But fundamentally, let's walk through the logic behind it. I really don't think that the HomePod is a product that's going to do very well, simply because it's small, number one. So the speakers they're going to sound great, I'm sure. But there's going to be other products that are out there that will, if your purpose is sound, buy a Sonos. Because guess what? Sonos, that's another link that we had out there. Mm-hmm. Sonos is offering 2 speakers for the price of one of the HomePods. Mm-hmm. So right there. If good sound is your primary motivator, go get the Sonos system.
Okay, so
if you're looking at some type of a home assistant type of thing, you want Siri in the home type of deal, I really don't think that Apple's going to be that good at it because AI, all of these assistants, you got to have data, man. You got to have a whole backbone of data that you've collected over years and years and years. Just not that many people use Siri. Apple has not invested in making Siri a better product. They've tried to, but if you don't have the volume of data, you're not going to be able to make the same improvements that something like Alexa or Google Assistant has made.
Okay,
Straight
so
up.
that actually right there is the technical specs on the AirPod or HomePod. It's 6.8 inches high and 5.6 inches wide. So
it's for sure.
it's
wider.
for sure wider. It's roughly not quite double the width, but 1.5 the width of the Google Home.
Yeah.
The regular Google Home. Now, straight up, it's not even close to the Max.
No,
I
no.
mean, not even in the ballpark. I actually expected it to be half the size of the Max.
If it were half the size of the Max, and even if it had half of the speaker capacity that the Max has, I would say that you might be able to make an argument for,
Right.
okay, well, this is, in-home speaker system. I'm sure it sounds pretty good. Mm-hmm. But as small as that thing is, like the Google Home makes great sound for its size, but it's not going to replace a home theater system.
No,
that
no.
Max up there,
that
thing is obnoxiously loud.
but it's great sound.
No, I totally agree.
That's
yeah.
the big shocker.
Non-distorted
I think
sound, which is
Larry asked
surprising.
a question. Why does the speaker need to be great in the HomePod? Because it's direct competition. So one of the things, like I don't remember the report I read somewhere that when people ask specifically about like a Google Home or whatever, like a home assistant device speaker in their home, what was the point? Like what was the number one thing that they used it for? And it was like 98%. The number one thing, music.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't even in the ballpark
Yeah.
close. So the thing why does it need the speaker to be great? Because that is the number one use case for all consumers by a long shot.
That's what I use my Mini for.
And you use your Mini for that. Now, I have not compared it to an Echo Dot. My mother has an Echo Dot. But I have read and I have watched multiple YouTube channels say that the Echo Dot sound is just trash. Trash.
Really?
So bad. So bad. But the Home Mini sound is not trash. Not trash.
not.
Now, I will say this much. I would pay $30 for the Home Mini. I don't want to pay $50.
And that's what I was going to say. Like, it's for the price. I think it's great. It sounds awesome for $35 or whatever.
Yeah. No, I think
But I'm not. That's not what I'm going to turn to if I really want to listen to music. The Google Home Max is probably the first one I've seen that I would turn to if I wanted to listen to music.
Yeah.
But to have something that's approximately the size of that is twice the price.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it's more than twice.
well, but you get my point.
I get your point though.
Twice the price, about the same size, and I'm skeptical on the functionality that it's got too. Because if it's if the whole point of this is to have the Apple Assistant in the home, what does the Apple Assistant get me? Like what is Siri doing for me that is differentiating from what Google offers or what Amazon offers? And I just don't think that I don't think there's a point enough to be able to justify the cost alone, man. That's insane.
Jason says that the Apple HomePod will outsell Alexa and assistant devices. I will take that bet with you right now. Absolutely.
Really?
0% chance that will. No way. I would take that bet with him right now. Absolutely.
Okay. Which side are you coming down on?
He's saying that Apple HomePod will outsell Alexa and assistant devices. No way.
Now, is that combined? Like,
No.
the
Like,
details.
I'll tell you right now.
Individually, or you're saying
individually, it's not going to touch. I can tell you right now, it's not
So
going to touch Amazon.
you're saying that
Like, if I get
for one, Apple HomePod will not outsell either Amazon Alexa or Google Assistant.
The only one it might outsell would be Google. It will not touch Alexa. No way. No way. Look, you're talking to a Google guy. I think Google Home is significantly better than Alexa. Significantly better.
Jason says he canceled his Max pre-order due to waiting for reviews. There is a channel out there that has a Google Max review.
There is.
Yeah.
There is.
Fairly recently, within the last handful of weeks.
It's true.
I can't... The name of the channel escapes me.
I think it's something like Technically Peaking.
Yeah, it's real close to that.
MKBHD, something like that?
MKBHD, he might have one.
He might have one too, yeah.
Don't get... No! Technically speaking, iSheep will eat them up. Brian, you're right. Jason, you're right. But they're not going to touch Alexa. I agree that Apple has a following.
They have
I agree
a
with
cult-like
that.
following, but I just don't see them...
That HomePod one, the market that they're going to have to go to, I just don't see it. Like, I look at people who would normally buy a HomePod, like, perfect example. I was talking to my mother today.
Yeah.
She is an Apple person. She
Yeah.
loves her Apple phone.
Yeah.
She had an Apple iPhone 7. She had an iPhone 6, iPhone 5. She had them all.
Yeah.
She has Amazon Alexa.
Yeah.
And she has an Echo Dot. And I said, Mom, are you going to buy the HomePod? No, I can't justify $350. Mom, you want to buy the AirPods? Nope, I can't justify the $150. Mom, you going to buy an Alexa? Well, yeah, I got an Echo Dot for $30.
Boom,
That's the
shakalaka.
point.
Yeah.
That is the point.
Now...
Yeah, but my review is vague.
It just got real. Shots were just fired. I think if Apple came out with like a HomePod Mini, like if they would have started there and then tried to get into the big boy game, okay, maybe. But the design of an Apple product, you can squeeze an extra $1,000 out of me or so on a laptop because I'm coming to you for software. I guess to an extent design, but that's not a primary motivator. It's just kind of like a secondary nice to have. I mean, there's things to like about a MacBook Pro, but none of those, like the software, you're not interacting directly with the software on a HomePod. So software is basically irrelevant. Your interaction point is Siri.
Yeah.
And fundamentally, I don't think Siri has the legs.
Siri does the
it.
basic stuff.
Yeah.
As well as Alexa and Google.
Yeah.
That's the truth. It does. Like I've done videos on the assistants before. Siri does them just as well as the Google Assistant and just as well as Amazon Alexa. The differentiator is the Google Assistant does everything else better. Alexa does things better. And Apple's never showed me what Siri does better.
Yeah.
Contextual, doesn't touch Google. Doesn't. Integration, Alexa is so far ahead in integrations.
Yeah.
Everyone is doing Alexa integrations. Google just released a website that had over 1 million integrations with the Assistant. Where is Siri in this?
Alexa is so advanced. I know for a fact that were you to build the architecture out right, you can talk to Alexa and request to build a server, and it will go out to the Amazon Web Services, the Amazon Cloud, build a server for you, like provision everything, and then go, okay, hey, I'm done. Like that's how deeply integrated Amazon is with all of the Amazon services that they have out there. I mean, it really is impressive. It really is impressive.
Yeah, and Larry's right. If Apple's HomeKit was more mature, it would have a better chance.
Totally
agree.
HomeKit would be the one argument I would say that Apple has that is even a slight differentiator, but there's no maturity behind it.
Yeah, and they're
not doing anything with it.
Google has absolutely nailed the integrations really well in the past 9 to 12, let's call it 15 months with the Assistant. Because I'll admit it, back in the day, it was tough sledding.
Yeah.
Tough sledding. But now, all my lights, I don't have to worry about it. It has convinced me. I had to go get a Philips Hue bridge in order to get my lights to work. Now I can just go off the shelf, buy a LifeX bulb, which, by the way, are far and away my favorites. Far and away. LifeX, far and away my favorites. Huh. Absolutely, no question. They're bigger.
You should put out a review for those.
I have.
I know. That's the joke. .jpg.
Oh, over my head.exe. Whoa! Look, I got I'm all sorts of fired up. I'm hot.
You were like,
now.
I did that. You didn't watch my video.
I'm Miss Sheila.
Oh, Miss Sheila, how are you today?
The Assistant makes the difference, and that right there, Alexa and Google are so far ahead. I don't know how Apple catches up. I don't. I'm not that smart. Let's be real. Yeah. I'm really not. So there are a lot of smart people working at Apple to probably try to figure out how they catch up. But boy, I just don't get it. Now you continue to get things that come out of the news today that now you can talk to the assistant and tell it to watch Netflix and then tell it which accounts on Netflix to watch. It's taking that little bit, something that I know Siri can do. Well, let's watch Netflix, and it adds a little bit more. Now it's watch the Netflix kids channel. Okay, because I have a kids channel and mom and dad channel because that's the way we roll, right? And that's the difference. It's those little extra pieces. I could talk about this for a lot, but we're beating a dead horse.
What's fun? I'm ready to like double and triple and quadruple down on having assistants and Chromecast and all that stuff everywhere because I've been talking to you for like a week plus now about this. In my spare time, I built this whole server that allows you to make duplicates of Blu-ray discs that you have. My kids don't understand how expensive Blu-rays are, and they don't understand that when you scratch them, that is not so good for them. And so I'm on this mission to digitize or back up the Blu-rays that we have, that we possess, copyright, right? I'm not stealing movies. I'm just backing up the ones that we have so that they're digital, and then the kids can just watch it, right? Well, that is a project that has worked so amazingly well, and the tie-in with Google Assistant alone, being able to cast, just throw movies up on the TV. I mean, it's I'm madly in love with Google right now.
Yeah,
I guess the technology that it enables. I don't care if it's Google, Amazon, whatever, but it just so happens that it so far it is working the best with Google. So
and the everyday dad's right. I don't think they're going to try to catch up. They want a slice of the home assistant pie. You're absolutely right.
But
yeah,
if you don't have the functionality, that's not a long-term business strategy. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna be able to get in. You're gonna get a handful of people. LOL. You're gonna get a truckload of people that are gonna buy the HomePod just because it's an Apple product. But what then? You know what I mean? Like if it doesn't do anything, what then? Like I dropped $350 on a product that does.
I guess my thing is. If I take this back, because everybody knows we're Google fanboys. I am. I know you're actually a little bit more modest than I am about it, but I love Google. Let me just do it like that.
I like what Google has done, but I've also been burned by Google often enough to where I'm much more about give me the right solution for my problem.
Okay, so if I know what the Google Home sounds like, and I like the sound out of the Google Home, it's not a home speaker system, but it's adequate enough for when I'm cooking, I can listen to music the way that I want. Okay, and not even mention the fact that now Google Play Books can read me my audiobook on the Google Assistant. That's another thing, the fact that I can listen to my audiobooks as I walk around my home, having them play on my whole home house. Whole home speak, whatever.
Audio?
Whatever.
Integrated house.
Thank you, my integrated home, right? So I have that, and I know that the home is adequate enough, better than adequate, good enough that I actually have them throughout my house. Now, at the top end of that is the fact that the Google Home Max sounds awesome and is the same price, basically. It's $50 more than the regular HomePod. So if the price from the Apple HomePod is better than the Home but less than the Max, what's the point? Other than, like Everyday Dad says, you got to get a small percentage of that. I think they could have done better at the price point if that's the case.
I don't think that the people that are going to buy into it, even at whatever price point, is going to be enough to offset the R&D and everything else that went into it. I just don't. I mean, all right. I have exhausted everything I'm going to talk about with HomePod. You got anything else? Nope.
No, I just casually mentioned that Google now has audiobooks. But that's kind of you can now have the audiobooks. I wish we worked for Google.
Yeah, no. The audiobooks thing is misleading, though.
It's misleading. It's misleading.
Because you have to actually have the audiobook purchased through Google Books, and then you can ask the assistant to read the book, and it will just go to the Books app, or the Google Books app, and then play the audiobook. Yeah. So it's not the assistant opening up a book and then reading it.
Not in her voice.
Playing.
It's the audiobook of that whoever read it.
It's super misleading. Everything you could possibly want to know about the Galaxy S9 and the Galaxy S9 Plus is now out there. It has been leaked, apparently. I know you know him. You know him and you love him.
Oh, God. Is it Evan?
It is your dude, Evan Blass.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So
he serves a purpose.
He does. I swear manufacturers have to be working through him. Leak a little bit of information, see how the consumers react. I don't understand the connections this dude has otherwise. Like how
I don't know. So
how does he
so
break
now
these
his
stores?
name is known.
Yeah.
I get that. Like
Yeah.
now people go to him because that's just the way that it
Yeah.
goes. But so a couple things came in really quick. Daniel Hall mentioning off topic, how are the Pixel Buds holding up after several months? That's a fun story. Mine are fabulous.
So
Mine are great. But
I mean, hot take. I'll relay my story. I was also a very early adopter of the Pixel Buds. Thank you, Scott. Mm-hmm. I love my Pixel Buds. I don't think that they're a perfect product. I think that they definitely have room for improvement. Mm-hmm. But the problems that there were, I didn't have it wasn't a deal breaker for me. Little things like certain gestures, like not being able to skip tracks through gesture. I don't like it, but I understand enough about how it works to where I know that is something that Google could enable somewhere down the line. Mm-hmm. Be that as it may. So, I've had my Pixel Buds for
October 4th. When they came.
Yeah.
So November.
So since November basically, and I just had to RMA them because the gestures completely stopped working. I could get them, and I'd been having some problems with. I was pairing them to a Nexus 6P. I'd been having a couple of problems over the last couple of weeks where the headphones would pair, but like none of the gestures would work or anything like that. Mm-hmm. But you would get sound, and then occasionally they would just disconnect after a couple of minutes. And then I would, you go into your Bluetooth settings and forget the headphones and then repair them and stuff like that. So you had to tinker with it a couple of times. I figured it was just my phone. Like I said, I've been having a ton of problems with my old Nexus 6P. And then it just completely stopped, man. They just do not work at all. They wouldn't pair. They would pair
and play.
They would pair when the headphones are in the case and the case is closed, which is supposed to be sleep mode. So the headphones would never go to sleep mode. They would pair, and then randomly I would just hear my pocket, which has headphones wrapped up, case closed, in my pocket. I would hear my pocket singing to me. And that's weird. Nobody really wants
all the single ladies, all the single ladies, all the single ladies.
It's Britney Spears. Get it right. Okay.
What?
Oh, yeah. Early 90s Britney Spears. That's totally my work playlist.
Okay, so that wasn't Britney Spears.
Yeah, I know that's Beyonce. I'm not that stupid. I'm just saying. But you're talking about Beyonce. I'm saying, no. My work and coding playlist is very clearly 90s Britney Spears, some NSYNC and Backstreet Boys. Yeah, that's my jam.
If I
I almost threw up in my mouth.
I treat you good.
What? Oh, no. Yes.
That was NSYNC.
You were listening to them
I was.
today. Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
I don't even care. I was singing it.
I know.
I was jamming in the car. I turned it all the way up.
Yeah, he was.
To 11.
Yeah, he was.
So hang on. I got to go back to that. I have not had any problems with my Pixel Buds. You did do the RMA.
Yes.
And I'm hoping that fixes it. That's my goal.
That's
but
absolutely my
I
goal.
think you had a hardware failure, so...
I think I did too. And it's not the first time that I've heard of hardware failures for the Pixel Buds. That being said, I also don't think it's endemic. It's not like a massive problem with the Pixel Buds. I think if you're looking at the Pixel Buds, you've seen the reviews that are out there, you've seen the complaints that people have. First of all, look at a lot of reviews and take some of what they say with a grain of salt. Because a lot of people are trying to favor them or compare them unfavorably to the Apple AirPods. Mm-hmm. And I would argue that it's probably a slightly different demographic that's using the two of them. Mm-hmm. I personally happen to like the fact that there's the cord that keeps the AirPods or keeps the headphones from falling out, unlike the AirPods have.
Yeah.
I look at that as a feature because I lose stuff all the time. So that's a safety feature for me. I like that.
And I love the AirPods and I love the Pixel Buds. I think the AirPods are great.
Yeah.
Up until the Pixel Buds, Pixel Buds, they were my daily driver. Yeah. I love the AirPods. I still use the AirPods.
Well, and the AirPods have their limitations on Android because the gestures don't work. Because Apple got to be Apple and do things just slightly different. Now, that being said, the Pixel Buds, There's a video out there.
I know, you
someplace on
should
the
make a
internet.
video. I feel like
I totally should.
You totally whiffed on that.
Wink. On the channel, I have a video. He did the Pixel Buds review.
Yeah.
I did the follow-up kind of complaint about some of the Pixel Bud reviews because a lot of the facts that were put out there by the reviews turn out to be wrong. So you can take your Pixel Buds, pair them to other devices, MacBook Pro, stuff like that. Yep. All the gestures work. It works great. So I've had problems with my Pixel Buds, but I don't. That's not a condemnation of the product overall. I'm still overall pretty happy with it.
If I was just giving,
that's my hot take on Pixel Buds. S9.
I don't really. Do we care about Samsung?
I mean, as long as it's not on
it's
fire.
a big provider. I mean,
Well, they make gorgeous phones.
Use that
keep
crown,
mind.
that crown,
Right.
that crown. I will tell you this much: the crown on an Android watch now with Android 2. I have hot takes on Android 2. If only there were a video coming up sometime soon about Android Wear 2.0.
That's a hot take.
About specifically kind of the status of Android Wear. Some watches nail it. Some watches do not.
Which is awesome. I am so happy to hear that you found a watch that nails Android Wear 2 because your experience with that watch is the same experience I had with the same company.
Oh, you talking about the first watch?
Yeah,
I'll come out and say it. I will tell you this right now. The Fossil Android Wear watches are trash.
Don't buy it.
Do not buy them.
It completely independently. I owned 2 Fossil Smart Q watches.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what I had. I had this
Smart
Q
Q.
Essential.
Yeah.
So bad.
I think I had a Q. No, you had one of the ones with like the rubber band. I had like the all metal band. I'm a big sucker for the all metal band. This is actually
like
a
the
Fossil
rubber
watch
band.
right here. So I had one. My wife had one. I used mine for 24 hours, not even, and then returned it. It's not good. Not good at all. Do not buy a Fossil Smart Q watch. They look great. I love the style of a Fossil watch. Also, don't buy their stupid hybrid smartwatches. Did you even look at those?
Nope, sure didn't.
So here's their definition of smartwatch, right? It's a watch with a face like a regular watch, okay?
Yeah.
But the smart comes in with when you get a notification or a phone call or something along those lines, the way the watch notifies you is by you look at your watch and then the hands rotate around to like certain numbers. And then you have to decode that to mean like, oh, when my watch goes to 2,
it's 2:00. That's how a watch works, right?
No. That means that it'll swing all the way around and go to 2:00 or 2:15 as it were, and then that means that I got a text message from Dad. And then if it goes to 3:45, that means that I have an incoming call from my mom. That's stupid. That's terrible. I mean, I love the idea of, like, again, standard watch, but with some smart features. Those are dumb features, though. You just have a standard watch that occasionally goes crazy and moves its hands.
So I'll tell you this much. The watch looked good. It looks great. Boy, it's bad in terms of functionality of Android. Oh, excuse me. Android Wear 2.0 or 2.8 in this instance. It just... The setup was awful. When it would sync first, it sank all the way to like 10% battery and then restarted itself. Like, it was just a bad experience. The Fossil Q Explorist or Essential, whatever it was just a bad experience. I will probably never buy another Fossil watch because it was such a bad experience.
I won't buy a smartwatch. I still look. They make great watch. Look, this watch right here. This is a Fossil Big Tick watch. This watch right here is like 15 years old or something ridiculous like that. This is an old watch. This thing still runs like a champ. So I like. You got one too.
Well, you gave me this watch, and it's a Fossil watch. So.
And
Really? Y'all rocking the Fossil.
I love Fossil
It has
watches.
no electronics in it.
Outside of the fact that I have this one on, I used to rock a Movado and a Citizen.
Cool story, bro.
Meh.
There's a reason why my chair says CEO.
Burn!
Oh, burn!
Your wife
Overreaching
wrote it on
burn.
there.
Overreaching burn! Yeah, okay. What were we talking about? Okay, they were still going through comments. Any chance of Bitcoin and the impact on the GPU market? We talk about Bitcoin quite a bit. I can't go with GPU because I don't know.
Oh, I will totally talk about that one. Ben says, let Greg use the support, it will change his mind. Absolutely. Yeah. Mr. E.
You know what?
That watch is old as heck. Mr. E. Root knows. He has known me with this watch. Matter of fact, I think I had this watch when I was in college. When I graduated college.
I will let this guy try it. I will let him have another shot.
Based on your experience so far, the handful of minutes that we've talked about it, I brought to you every single one of my, but I don't like Android Wear 2 because of this, and you said a handful of things that was like, basically the short version is, it's not Android Wear 2, it's this watch. All of those things that you hate are fixed in this watch.
Yep, it's a true story.
Okay.
Stupid comment. Stupid comment.
Justin, I love you. Okay,
it's really that good. Like, I got to give Ben a lot of credit.
So, GPU effect on mining. So,
this would have been a good Scott Explains Tech. I really have no idea. Do you want me to take a shot at it?
Yeah, go for it. I'm interested.
Scott Explains Tech. What's our jingle?
Yeah.
Scott Explains the Tech. My guess. Okay, Bitcoin. Bitcoin on GPU effect. This is a guess. Total guess. I want you to know I've done zero research on this. My guess is that Bitcoin is having such an impact on the GPU because they're running constantly and basically destroying, melting, completely making the GPUs worthless or burning way faster than what they're supposed to be doing. It can't maintain the temperature the right way, thus melting its insides. Meaning, mining Bitcoin is essentially impacting your ability for longevity out of your GPU. Made it up. How close am I?
Not even close.
Jeez! Not even close?
No.
I said that with authority, though.
You did.
I was convinced that was the answer.
You said it was such authority that I had to stop and go, well, maybe. Wait, no. That's not how you go.
Evan, I almost convinced you that was right. I mean, that would make sense, right? Like constant mining.
No. I mean, the logic is sound.
Okay.
The logic is absolutely sound.
The fact that it's not a fact is also sound.
Also sound. There are probably cases where exactly what you talked about is absolutely the case.
Okay.
So, like 10,000 foot overview. So we talk a lot about cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency, the way that it basically works is you do really intensive math problems and solving them rewards you with one of these coins, this Bitcoin in this case. Really intensive math yeah, what do you got?
If back in the day, I don't know if it's still the truth, but if you were to solve that really intensive math issue, I haven't read the comment yet.
Ben, I love you.
That really intensive math issue, you used to be rewarded with 12 Bitcoins.
Which would make you very rich indeed.
My guess is that's still not the case.
That is for sure not the case. You're getting fractions of fractions of fractions.
That's also true.
Yes. So really intensive math problems, basically what it boils down to is to figure out whether or not you're making money by mining Bitcoins, by solving these really complex math problems. You have to calculate it's this whole spreadsheet worth of how much money have I sunk into the hardware, how much does electricity cost, and what is the output I'm getting for the hardware that I have. Hardware has a certain amount of what they call gigahash or megahash, which is the number of calculations they can do in this particular algorithm per second, okay? Mm-hmm. And if that number is if the number is greater than X, you're not making money, you're losing money. It actually costs you money between electricity and everything else, right? So the drive to more and more powerful GPUs is because GPUs are better at solving these math problems than CPUs are.
Okay.
And the bigger, the better, the gnarlier the GPU that you can get, the more gigahash you can calculate, meaning your number constantly varies as far as what is your break even between making money and not making money. Now, what impact is... So, NVIDIA, you know who NVIDIA is. NVIDIA just came out and said that they want retailers to not sell to miners. They want retailers to sell to gamers first, because if you are trying right now, if you are in the market for a top-of-the-line video card, you're paying buku bucks. Well over $1,000 for a top-line video card.
Even the one you have?
I could probably flip mine for more than what I bought it for.
What?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Okay.
That's how valuable some of these cards are. So NVIDIA came out and said that they want gamers to be favored instead of miners. And I think that the net impact that's going to have on the cryptocurrency market, I think it's actually going to start to drive the price up a little bit, because it's going to be more difficult to mine. Yeah, I know you're happy about that.
Yeah, I am not It has not taken off. It has dropped.
Yep.
I was the idiot who bought in at 268 for Ripple, and it's not 268 right now. Stats! Hit me with the cost of Ripple. XRP Ripple. Or just XRP. That's
okay, so funny. Miss Sheila brought this up too. So it's so funny that we talked about Bitcoin because this is another kind of quick hitter that we wanted to talk about.
$1.21.
You got murdered.
Not a good investment.
Holy
But in fairness, what's Ethereum right now?
What's the?
It's ETH.
Wow.
Did not that. Yeah, not a good bet there. Ethereum is at stats.
15.
I'm working on it.
So Miss Sheila brought this up. This is another story that we saw earlier.
$1,000, $1,049.71.
1,049. I bought it 468, 368.
So you're
I'm doing
good.
okay with
You're
that
solid
one.
on that.
I'm solid on that one.
You've made up your losses.
Litecoin. I think Litecoin was around like 189 the last time I checked earlier today, and I bought
So you're
that
still
at
well over
109, 119, something like that.
I thought you were under 100.
Nope.
You fail. Anyway, so rapper 50 Cent just discovered.
Thank you.
Just discovered an $8 million fortune that he was sitting on that he completely forgot about because for a quick moment in history, he accepted Bitcoin as payment for one of his albums.
Yep.
And got
it's
like
your birthday.
Oh God. I remember that song. Yeah.
It's your birthday.
Had like over 700 Bitcoins sitting in his wallet. Totally forgot about it. Like, huh.
Oh, look at that.
Forgot about that. So he went from like broke as a joke to I got $8 million.
He probably should have sold that when it hit 20 grand.
I bet it, well,
whoops.
I mean, in retrospect, the fact that he went from nothing to 8 million, I'm sure makes him happy. I mean, ain't no use crying over spilled milk. The fact that he missed out on the $20,000 mega sale, whatever.
True story.
So,
I was supposed to have somebody on. There was somebody was supposed to make a comment and see if they showed up to watch the show named Saucy Beardman 21.
What?
He did not show. Not that I've seen. Saucy Beardman 21.
Okay.
There's a conversation at work today. If Bitcoin, any thoughts on the Chrome OS Acer tablet? I cannot speak to that, but Ben is a very big Chromebook guy. So hit him up on. I think Ben's at. What's Ben's Twitter handle?
Promeister.
Is it?
I don't. There's a number in there, and I don't know what it is.
Ben.
Oh man, I got the hiccups so bad.
At PERLMEISTER.
Why don't you just type it in there?
Is it 1L?
Just type it in there.
What is that?
Ben, give him your socials.
Ben,
this guy
Ben,
wants
hit him
to
with the
talk
socials.
to you
Yeah, Ben.
about Chromebooks. The Pixelbook. Ben was kind enough to let us check out his Pixelbook. It's a good product.
What is?
By the way, Ben was kind enough to share it. He cretoned it.
Did he?
All by him lonesome too.
Ooh.
Got it all done himself. Yeah, looks good. Looks really good. Larry brings out the Volta card. So I mean, we're getting into some dorky stuff now. So then, kind of the next generation of NVIDIA cards to see how that's going to impact things. Totally agree. Or if they ever figure out how to do any type of Bitcoin mining with what was it called? The big AI chip that has like thousands of cores of processors.
Oh,
we saw
God,
that.
yeah.
It was not during CES, but whatever it was.
I want to totally talk about this one right here.
All right,
can I put this link in here, guys? I want to show you something that could be the dumbest product I've ever seen. I don't know. That's a bold statement.
I don't know.
I've seen some really.
This
dumb.
is pretty dumb.
This is
so check out
close.
this link. It's safe. It's from KFC.
It's.
This is the KFC Internet Escape Pod.
This is actually KFClimited.com. This comes from there. It is the Internet Escape Pod. Okay, or excuse me, let me read this. Oh, the holidays, what a lovely time it would be for you and your loved ones if it weren't for the fact that you'll be ignoring each other and staring at your phones. Find sanctuary from digital temptation under the Colonel Sanders and his Internet Escape Pod. Yup, this dome is like a magic force field designed to disrupt the internet coming to and from your devices. So this holiday season, let Colonel Sanders' protective embrace help you and take up to 3 average-sized adults back to a simpler time. Basically, one me.
I mean, so it's a Faraday cage.
In case you haven't noticed, our specialty is fried chicken, not internet blocking cages. Although we've done our best to ensure total internet escape, a special person with a gizmo has to test our cage before we can claim total and utter signal what? I can't say that. Impenetrability.
Yes, that's what that word is.
I couldn't read there for a second. Upon installation, every effort will be taken to ensure it fully blocks your device. You have the Colonel's word.
You read that whole thing?
I did.
You feel good about that?
I do.
Okay. It's a giant dome with Colonel Sanders on top that you climb inside of, and you don't get wireless signal.
And it's $5,000.
And it's $5,000 for a metal tent. Mm-hmm. But it has Colonel Sanders on top.
It does. With his legs and his
head
and
think of like stuffed bear or like a skin bear rug or bear skin rug. Wow.
It has a chicken drumstick for a door handle. When my belly starts a rumbling and I'm jonesing for a treat, I close my eyes for a big surprise. The tender crisp bacon cheddar ranch. That's a great commercial.
And I did not believe that he knew every word.
No,
every word to that commercial, and he does. Okay.
Oh God, what is wrong with our show?
Every
time we hit the hour mark, it's like
it
just falls apart.
Right off the edge. Shut up, stats.
Do you actually want to talk about the S9 since we went so completely off field like 20 minutes ago?
Oh, I guess we could have.
So S9, supposedly it's going to be two different phones, a 5.8 and a 6.2 inch Super AMOLED display. Brand new processors in the US. We're going to get the Snapdragon 845. Okay, cool. Upgraded cameras. The S9, just the regular S9, is expected to have 4 gigs of RAM, 64 gigs of storage, and a single lens rear camera. The larger S9 Plus, 6 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of storage, and a dual lens rear camera. I mean, the screenshots that are out there look good. It's still the same kind of rounded, rounded edges on the side. What do they call that thing?
A phone?
Oh
Bezel?
my God, I hate you. No, there's a specific name that Samsung gave that feature where you can lay your phone down.
Edge.
Active Edge. Thank you. So you've
Phone?
still got the dual...
Memphis?
I
went back and I watched that. I am so loud.
No, you don't say.
So loud.
I had no idea sitting right next to you that you were that loud.
I thought for sure earlier that our channel was going to disband based on the fact that Greg was just about done with me.
We were doing a microphone check. I'm trying to read topics for this live show, right? And he's just screaming to see whether or not the little sound meter pegs all the way up to red or not. It's like I'm in the middle of reading. He's just going, ah! Ah! Just like that. That is not an exaggeration at all. He was doing it louder.
Okay, I want to give you all warning.
Yeah.
Warning right now. In the next 3 seconds, I'm going to scream back to back to back exactly what I did with him. He is heads down.
Trying to read. Trying to concentrate.
And in 3, 2, 1, I'm going, ah! 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 Trying to peg the audio.
This is what I deal with.
Mm-hmm. This is a very true story.
This is what I deal with.
It was so loud, in fact, my kids upstairs used the Google Broadcast and then broadcasted screaming at us because they couldn't scream through the floor like I can scream up through the ceiling. True story.
That loud. Mm-hmm. Also on the rumor mill, bypassing entirely the fact that you just screamed again, and I didn't murder you. I am proud of myself. That's personal growth. Apple is set to unveil...
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So many numbers I can choose from.
I choose the fifth. So, in the rumor mill, I think it was last week that we saw loud noises. There was a rumor that Apple was going to this year come out with not 1, but 2 iPhone X or new phones that are kind of in the same iPhone X design. So, more or less appears like Apple has split the iPhone yet again. And so you're going to have... I don't know if the iPhone 8 is going to be the last of the traditional iPhones.
Probably. Are you talking about the lack of button? I don't think there's ever going to be a button again.
Okay, so with iPhone... the last generation of phones, they did iPhone 8 and they did iPhone 10. iPhone X, which I know irritates some people. So clearly a big split there. Hardware split there. It's much more pronounced split than the 8 versus 8 Plus. So what they have not announced is an 8 Plus S or an 8S Plus or whatever their stupid naming convention is.
I just
So it almost sounds like the 8 is now a dead end, and instead what they're talking about is doing. I've heard 2, and now also they've taken that back and they said no, it's only going to be 1 new iPhone 10 model.
You mean they're going to release the iPhone 10 the day they should have released it, not the early one where they messed up?
It certainly seems that way to me.
Right.
But whatever.
Is this counting the fact that they're going to already discontinue the iPhone X?
Which
the one that
I think
exists currently?
I think that's a problem. I think that's a mistake for them to. I've heard that not only are they going to discontinue it, okay, fine, I'll give you that one, but they're also not going to discount the iPhone 10.
I actually have no problem with the iPhone 10. I think it looks great.
I don't think.
I think it looks great.
The whole notch conversation, I think, is completely
Such a dumb conversation.
it's
It's the whole
completely
concept of bezels.
Yeah.
Bezels.
Yeah.
I mean, they can go ahead and try to remove that notch. I'm not sure how you do that.
It's already been done. There are other manufacturers out there who have produced phones that are the thing that Apple wants. The fingerprint reader in screen and the full complete bezel-less picture done.
Right. Well,
That's
I guess
it.
my point is, if you want the functionality like the notch gives you today,
Yeah.
I don't know how you hide that. Like, if you want the
Yeah.
Face ID but no like fingerprint, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, if
Yeah,
you
yeah.
want Face ID, like basically the Xbox Connect up at the
Yeah.
top, I don't know how you hide that without having a bigger bezel. I don't know how you hide that.
Minimizing the bezel as much as possible. I mean, because the cutout on the iPhone 10, it's not super pronounced. It makes me wonder if they could just kind of, minimize it a little bit more and then just move it to the top, and then it almost looks like the bezel of the phone itself, and that's just kind of baked into that space. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. But there's some other companies that do it. There's some Chinese phone manufacturers that do it. But part of the problem that you run into, the front-facing camera that has traditionally, in most United States-based phones, has been at the top, isn't the bottom. It's in your palm rather than up here. Yeah. So if you go there's a ton of phones that have it at the bottom, and it's really weird to see. But they figure out how to get at the very top. Basically, what they do is down here where the either where a speaker would be, or like the charging port or the headphone jack.
Yeah.
They make that a bezel, and then they push the bezel all the way up to the top and move the camera to the bottom.
They're cheating.
They're cheating. Yeah, but the problem is, like, you still need the bottom for wherever, like, the charge point is, whatever. It's like it's pretty much like a dead space for that particular phone manufacturer.
So in that case, that actually makes a lot of sense, because you're min-maxing at that point, right?
Yeah.
You're making the most of if you have to have wasted space, can you do enough to squeeze it all down to the bottom? Which again, it makes sense for the big push to kill the headphone jack in the first place, since that is also basically dead wasted space 99% of the time. As much as it pains me to want to give anyone credit for killing off the headphone jack, because I still have physical headphones that I use, especially when my Pixel Buds no longer work.
Wow, that was...
I'm just saying, like,
you're
that's
not wrong.
a valid use case for why I think the whole move to Bluetooth and all the hyper technology, like, just give me a freaking pair of speakers.
Apple,
that
here's
work.
what you do. Apple, you figure this out. Are you ready? Put the fingerprint scanner where the Apple logo is on
Why
your
that's
phones.
not a thing?
Put it where it is, right there on the back. I promise you, this right here is a game changer.
Yep.
You put it on the Apple logo, it's significant.
Yeah.
And then don't have the dumb Face ID. Like, I don't like it. It's not dumb. I can't say that it's dumb because it works.
It's the security implications. I'm still not. I'm not there yet. But I mean, there's.
Yeah, I mean, I get it.
Depending on which dark corners of the internet you look in, there's also. You probably call it tinfoil hattery, conspiracy theory stuff that says, part of the push to all Bluetooth is the fact that Bluetooth beacons are a real thing, where they can basically use Bluetooth to track cell phone movement in real time. Mm-hmm. It just by nature of having your Bluetooth active on your phone means that you can be tracked, and there's a security implication to that.
Yeah,
and that not that this is necessarily some grand conspiracy between Apple, Google, and the NSA or something like that,
Right.
but I mean, you can understand why people would logically jump to that type of a conclusion.
But there's exactly Brian and well, thank you, Miss Sheila. I appreciate that. But there are so many iPhone cases that already have a useless hole there. That useless hole is to show the Apple logo.
Yeah.
Just make that a fingerprint scanner.
Yeah.
And I will tell you what, you will have people over the moon. So here's how it'll go. Apple users will be like, this is great. This is the best thing ever. I get all the stuff that I love about my Apple phone, and I get to use my finger there. And then Android guys will be like, yeah, welcome to like 2005,
Yeah.
bro. I had that
Yeah.
like 18 years ago. That's exactly how the conversation's going to go, which is fine. Just put it in the Apple logo. It makes the most sense.
Yeah.
And I'll be
what's
honest.
funny is like that is absolutely the pitch perfect impression of both Android and Apple fans.
Right.
Apple fans are going to fall over themselves saying like this is the greatest thing since sliced bread, and Android is going to be like, we've had that forever. Mm-hmm. Welcome to the tagline "Welcome to 2000 whatever" is spot on.
That's exactly what would happen, and I'm fine with it because it really like the fingerprint scanner on the back. Hey, stats, fingerprint scanner on the back, game changer.
Working on it, yeah.
Really? You say working on it?
I mean, it's taken me a long time to get used to not picking up my phone and just doing the thumb swipe to activate the pattern recognition. But yes, it is much quicker
Yeah.
than the thumb swipe or the pin.
I jumped on mine immediately.
Mine was
Well,
no
Well,
good.
I
Like,
set it
wasn't
up.
even like
I set it up the same day I got
Yeah.
the phone, but every once in a while I'll pick it up and do the thumb swipe because I did that for years.
this is why he's stats. I'm just kidding.
When I eat that camera.
But then you'll get your logo dirty. Just wipe it off. You do it anyway.
Yeah.
That's what you'll do. You just do exactly what I do. And
Thumbs
done.
Dunsky.
Done.
All right, what else we got?
Drones. So
You want to do
overrated.
drones?
That's my hot take.
DJI Mavic Air.
It's a $799 drone, roughly.
For a foldable drone that'll shoot 4K.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. Cool.
Not somebody was like, it'll do 60 frames a second in 4K. No, it won't. No, it won't.
Not that size.
No way. It's 30 frames a second, which, don't get me wrong, it still looks great. Yeah. It's a 4K camera. I get it. I just don't see the point of drones. I just don't. I want to, because they look cool.
Yeah, I mean, drones are like the perfect example of the technology that I want to love more than I actually can. I just can't justify. Like, I have a drone, and I don't use it ever.
What's the? I don't like. I get it.
It's
you take some cool shots.
I was gonna say only if you're into like the cinematography type of thing. Like if we did a lot more with videography, cinematography, I could absolutely understand having a drone as a camera platform. But the number of people that are doing like movie type of stuff, cinematography, real videography, real photography, as it were, with their drones, doesn't account for the ridiculous craze that drones have. And yeah, there's like drone racing and stuff like that. And there's toy drones, like I've got a couple of toy drones too that you can fly around and attempt to land on something, but guess what? That never really works. But yeah, I don't. It's the coolest product, one of the coolest products that I can't recommend, right behind VR.
Wow.
Yeah, I love VR.
Wow, that is a hot take.
Yeah.
Hot take.
Yeah.
And you have it.
Oh, I love it. I love it, but I can't recommend it to anybody. I just can't.
Man. Like
you have been at my house in my basement playing VR. You thought it was cool, but you would not go out and drop the money required to participate in VR right now.
No.
It makes zero financial sense.
No.
And to me, that's the same thing that I look at for
drones.
So, but by the same token, then there's an argument to be made for somebody who is interested in, like, I am a computer enthusiast. I love building computers. I have fairly high-end equipment. I love VR, so I have chosen to spend the money on VR to be able to like tinker around with it. So I'm sure that there's that like drone enthusiasts who've done the same thing, but that doesn't mean I get it. And I would expect the same conversation to be had for VR. Like I'm sure you look at me and go, "You spent how much?"
What? Just a video card?
Oh yeah.
I remember going.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And I was happy to drop that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I just like the drone thing is like a lot of people have talked. Well, I'm evidently stroking out here for a second. They talk a lot about it. Larry talks. They take some amazing pictures. They really do. They absolutely take amazing photos.
Yeah.
Same with video. Mr. E. Root says they take some amazing shots. I'm a
Without
car enthusiast.
Question.
If you have a drone
question.
following you in a car, I absolutely understand that. To me, that is not something like if I'm going to spend $800 on something, I really want to use it a lot more than me driving my car around for arguably
use case.
15 minutes, even though the new Mavic is 21 minutes.
Now, on the other side of that argument is the more the drone, like the Mavic, what is it, Mavic Pro Air or whatever it's called? Yeah, the Mavic Air, the new version of the Mavic Air.
Yeah.
Does 4K, which naturally would bring down the price of all your 1080p competitors. So in that sense, all right, cool, because now if that drives down the price of a 1080p drone to the point where it gets to the realm of affordable without feeling like I have to justify its use constantly, different story. I could see having a drone. Now, even with us doing YouTube stuff, I don't know what we would use a drone for to shoot anything.
And you know that I've tried, like, I'm going to get a drone. I'm going to do this for the channel. I don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
I like, other than like, oh, it goes way high. Look at this sweet photo.
Yeah.
You can go to YouTube and be like, oh, look at this. You type in drone photos or drone videos, and we're going to be somewhere on like the 30th page. And we'll get 400 views on that video too.
I legitimately don't even know what video you're talking about.
I'm not talking about a video. I'm saying that
if
I made a video for drones,
I see what you're saying.
We'd be on the 30th page.
I thought you were saying that we had a video. I was
No.
like, when did we do that, man? I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, it's just... I want to.
I do. I really do.
Really want to, but it just isn't there for me. I don't see the point yet. We've had some crazy ideas like, we could totally do this. Let's do this. We'll go and pitch it and sell it to places.
So
not without a small fortune.
Brian brings up he spent 3 hours with an HTC Vive a few weeks ago. Friggin' amazing. 100% agree. I also have the HTC Vive, and even though I cannot recommend the HTC Vive to your average consumer, I can't wait to drop, I don't even care how much it costs, on the HTC Vive Pro when it comes out, hopefully Q1 next year.
Really?
It's for sure going to happen.
Let's see.
I'm hoping that we can maybe convince HTC into, because I have been such a massive VR proponent for so long, I'm hoping that we can convince HTC into letting us review one. Spoiler alert, probably not going to happen, but we'll see what we can do.
I'll get right on that as soon as Apple gives us that sweet new iPhone X2 Plus.
If you'd like to see a review of the HTC Vive Pro, what you should do is help us out by clicking that subscribe button down there, and or getting all of your friends and family and anyone else that you can pay to subscribe to our channel. The more subscribers, more likely it is that we can strong-arm HTC or Apple into sending us a HomePod and a Vive Pro.
Are you drunk?
I wish.
No. Larry, idea for the show. Greg and
Yes!
play Star Trek
Yes!
Bridge Commander. I don't even know what
You
that
and I
is.
have talked about this one. I think this would be awesome. Okay, this is... Brace yourself. This is the dorkiest of the dorky. Somebody made a game, brilliant, where in either VR, or I think you can just do it straight up on like an iPad or something along those lines, but you play a member of the bridge, a bridge crew member on like USS Enterprise or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like you've got somebody who's sitting in the captain's chair who's talking to somebody in engineering, and in front of him, he's got like all the control panel that you have to redirect the power to the phasers or whatever, all that jazz. But it's not... It's me communicating with you in real time, and then you have to adjust the controls as though you were really a member of the bridge crew.
I would do it.
I think it would be so cool.
I would do it.
Yeah.
We need to do some crazy things like that.
I've got some ideas. Have you heard of Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes?
Yes.
I want to do that one too. I think that would be a truckload of fun to get video of us trying to talk people through disarming the bomb and keep talking.
I talk a lot.
It would be interesting to see you try and struggle through this, because
it
is specifically designed to make communication a problem.
Kind of like the headphone game.
The headphone game was classic.
Well, okay, so the headphone game is like you can't hear. This is like you've got the information right in front of you.
You just don't know how to say it.
Because there are things that are nonverbal. It's like symbols that don't have a word for them, and you have to describe that. But there's other symbols that look similar, so there's just this constant confusion of, do I cut the green wire or not? And then you're like, okay, if the green wire is below the red one and above the green one, then don't cut it, cut the black one instead. Okay.
Oh,
black,
look for the squiggly line with the apple bottom jeans upside down.
Yes, exactly.
What are apple bottom jeans?
That is exactly.
Do they come with boots with the fur?
Meanwhile, the timer is just ticking down slowly but surely.
No, I could totally I could see liking this game.
I think it would be fun. I think it would be a lot of fun, actually.
All right, we can do that. So, I keep toying around. We talked about vlogs before, but man, I've really contemplated trying to do we throw like a random one-off vlog just to see how bad we're at it?
I don't know. I think we'll end up. We'll get there at some point.
Yeah.
I am interested in. I love the kind of transparency that we have with our channel as far as talking about like the ideas that we have for the channel, like upcoming content and stuff like that. So I'm totally open to almost doing vlogging as a documentary of how the channel grows.
Welcome to my life. Take it slow now. You don't have to go. Just derail.
So just totally derail.
I always
this is like the sixth song that's come up in this show alone.
The sixth
song. That's hard to say.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I would totally do like a vlog, like behind the scenes, or just kind of like documentary.
Instagram. We should do an Instagram live after the fact.
After this, all right, I'll do it. I mean, we're out of topics at this point. So
yeah, we were just making it up.
Let's hang it up.
Okay,
cool.
Hey, Thanks for watching, everybody.
Oh, holy crap! What did we forget to plug? That's ending in like an hour and a half.
Oh, grab it. It's over there. I think it's ending in an hour and a half. Hang on.
Approximately. It's ending real soon.
This
is your last chance to sign up for the giveaway if you haven't already done so. Your chance to win this surprisingly awesome, the Tenda Nova NW6 mesh wireless system. It is a 3-router unit that will, I promise you, it will blanket your entire home in 2.4 and 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi goodness. So we're giving it away to somebody
sometime by 11:59 tonight
is when the drawing closes, and we'll make the announcement next Friday.
No, I'll announce on the socials, Twitters and Instagrams, and we'll contact the winner.
Yep.
And we'll post it on the socials.
Wow.
And not going to be the last giveaway. We're giving back.
Yeah.
I think I might have some phone cases coming too. So let me know if you have iPhones, Google Pixels, Samsungs, whatever. Send us a message on our socials. What's your social? Not your social security number. I don't want that. What is it again?
Yeah, I hate you so much.
What is it?
So you can find me pretty much only on Twitter because that's the only thing I really care about. The only thing that I check regularly. You can find me at the Tech Speaks. See what I did there?
What?
Yeah, plug in the channel. And my personal Twitter is really the only one that I use, let's be real, is at Ominous Hominid. There it is.
There we go.
I was waiting for it. You can find this jerk over here.
Oh, not what I thought you were going to say. I thought you were going to drop another word that you did last week. At Scott Peachy and at Scott Peachy06 on the gram. I'm trying to Instagram more, actually.
All right.
I'm woefully not succeeding.
Yeah.
I posted 2 real shorts to my story today. It took me 10 minutes to figure out how to do that.
I can barely I do Twitter okay. I'm comfortable with that. No, Twitter as in Twitter is I'm comfortable with that. I'm good with Twitter. Instagram, I don't take that many pictures. I don't care that much about it.
I take a lot of pictures.
You do.
I take a lot of pictures.
I think that's why it makes sense. You do the Instagram and I do the Twitter thing.
Okay.
By the way, if you ever tweet at our channel, you're just talking to me. You might as well just hit me up on my regular Twitter. There's a better chance of me responding there.
It's true.
I've got both of them linked. So I do them both. But
technically, we are technically speaking, but really, we're kind of our own
us,
thing.
Yeah,
it's us.
for sure.
All right, I got to end this thing.
Yeah, that's it. All right, everybody. Thank you for stopping by. Like we always say, pretty much at the end of every video, if you haven't already done so, please like, share, and subscribe. Check the little bell icon down there beside the subscribe button. And you'll get notified on all of our future uploads. We have a video coming this week.
Who's doing it?
Oh, that's me.
Yeah, it is.
That's me.
And I'm excited for this one.
I am too, man. This is the most excited I've been for a video in a long time. This is a video reviewing another mesh wireless system. I know it seems like a lot of them, but this one's dope. This one is super dope. This is the Ubiquiti Amplify HD. So again, if you're in the market for a new router, if you're even thinking about it, hold up. Wait till Sunday. Check out this video. You will be pleasantly surprised. This is the bomb diggity system.
I'm going to go ahead and just give Greg a ton of kudos because in my personal opinion, he has reviewed the 3 best mesh networks that are available right now.
I'll give you top 2.
Okay,
that one
top
I think
2.
That one was a sleeper hit, but it has not broken
top
into
5?
the top names.
Top 5?
I would give you 3 of the top 10.
Okay, we'll go 3 of the top 10.
And I think that one, again, that one may not compete with some of the big names just because of name recognition, but as far as feature set and everything else goes, the Tenda is up there. It is absolutely stands toe-to-toe with Google Wi-Fi, which is shockingly impressive.
That man does more for wireless mesh networks than anyone on YouTube.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
If folks are watching, I'm looking at you like Linksys. If you're watching...
Eero, Netgear, I'm trying to think of the other...
That guy, you want that beard. Yeah. That beard
this
right there.
Here. Yeah.
Beard at...
I was just
thetechspeaks.com.
That's a real email address.
Beard at thetechspeaks.com.
That's my email address.
You will get that man.
Yeah, so come at me, bro.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, I'm actually hit him with the outro.
All right, cool.
Deuces.
We'll see you guys.